Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
Waalaikumsalam
warahmatullahi
warahmatullahi
wabarakatuh.
wabarakatuh.
How are you this morning?
I'm good, sir.
I'm fine, sir. How about you?
I'm fine too. Thanks for asking. And before we begin the class, Dika, can you lead the prayer?
Okay. So before we start our class today, let's pray based on your religion. Pray start. Finish.
Okay. And then, can you see the share screen? Share
Yes,
screen?
sir.
Oh, okay. And then, do you know about this story?
Yes, sir.
Then, what kind of story is this?
I think the story tells about a child who disobey his mother.
And then from Rija, do you know about story?
The story tells the person who was cursed to stone.
And then Nisan?
I think this story tells about an arrogant person, sir.
Rija, kenapa Rija? Sebentar. Oh, Birha. So before we start the material or the lesson today, I want to tell you about the objective of this lesson. Setelah mengikuti proses pembelajaran hari ini, kalian semua diharapkan akan mampu mengurutkan struktur teks naratif dengan benar. Nah, kemudian saya ingin menampilkan video yang berkaitan dengan materi kita hari ini.
This is a story about Malin Kundang. He was a boy from a very poor family who lived with his mom. His father is a sailor, but he had already died. Malin was a smart boy, but a bit naughty. He always chased a chicken and hit it with a broom until one day he slipped off and hurt himself. The wound left a scar on his head. When Malin grew up, he decided to go to city, so one day he will become rich by the time he went back to the village. Malin's mother disagreed with his decision because he was the only one she had. But Malin had already made up his mind. His mother had no other choice but to let her only child go. Malin was traveling by sea, so he came along with one rich merchant. He was hoping to become one of his crew and learn from that merchant. Malin went to any place wherever the winds took him. Soon he will become a great successful man. Many years has passed since then. Malin has become a rich merchant because of his hard work and married the most beautiful girl in the world. And he had forgotten his mother as well as the village. On the other hand, Malin's mother was getting older. She missed her child so much that she had always wait for Malin's return at the harbor every day until one day there was a merchant who stopped by the village. She knew it was Malin the moment she saw him. What makes her so sure is because of the scar on his hand. But Malin denied her as his mother because Malin felt ashamed to his wife and the crew. Then he was gone. Malin's mother was really upset. Then she started to curse him. On his journey, Malin's ship began to shaking, and soon it turned into a story. Until now.
Okay. What do you get after watching the video earlier? Dika mungkin, can you tell us what you get?
You can be someone who disobedient to your mother, to your parents, I think.
Oh, good. And then Riza?
From the story, I think there are two main characters. The first is Malin Kundang and his mother.
And then the last one, Isan?
I think after I watched the video, the story, I think the plot is offensive, sir.
Okay. And then let's start the lesson today. We will talk, today we will learn about the narrative text and then the definition of narrative text. Rija, can you read the definition?
Yes, sir. Narrative text is a type of a text that tells an imaginary or fictional story with the aim of entertaining the readers or listener.
Good. That's the definition of the narrative text. And then this is the, can you see the screen? Good. And this is the generic structure of the narrative text. The first one, there is orientation. It tells about the opening paragraph where the character of the story are introduced. And then the second one is complication, where the problem in the story develop. And the last one is the resolution, where the problem in the story is solved. And then the next matter is language feature. There are some language feature of the narrative text. The first one is using past tense. There are a verb of time conjunction, specific character, action verb, and direct speech. And can you guys tell me how many the structure of the narrative text? Rija, can you tell me the generic structure? How many there are in a narrative text?
There are four generic structure in narrative text, sir.
Oh, good. And then, Dika, can you tell me the how many language feature in narrative text?
6 feature, sir.
Okay, and then after that, I want you to read the story about the Malin Kundang. Okay. Where is the orientation in narrative text, Diga?
Pardon, sir?
Where is the narrative text? Where is the orientation in narrative text?
In the first paragraph.
Good. And then where is the complication in narrative text, Lisa?
In the middle of the story, sir.
Okay, good. And then Isan, where is the resolution in narrative text?
It's at the end of the story. Is it right, sir?
Yes. And then can you tell me the moral value in the Malimpinang story? Diga, can you tell me?
For me, it's don't be arrogant, and you have to be devoted to your parents.
Good. And then Riza?
We shouldn't be arrogant about the assets that we have, sir.
And then the last one, Isan?
I think the moral value is we have to put the good behavior, or in the bahasa tanam budi pekerti yang baik dalam diri kita.
Good. And then, so that's the end. No. I want to conclude that our lesson today. So we have learned about the narrative text, the generic structure of narrative text, and then the language feature of the narrative text. And then this is for your assignment. Now, please rewrite the Malingkundang story in your own words. Then take a photo of your story and send it to the WhatsApp group. And then guys, please write another narrative text for your homework. That's all for me. That's all for our lesson today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Stay safe and
Waalaikumsalam.
goodbye, sir. Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.